Well, lots happened in the last week. So the team did quite well this week. As you can see, Areola starts it off with 6 points in goal. The disappointing thing is Sanchez at Chelsea got 7 points and he got save points. The difference between him and Areola is Sheffield United don't take an awful lot of shots. Areola only made 2 saves, so it was only 6 points instead of the 7 on the bench. Now, moving forward and moving past this to the defence, it could have been so much worse if we had started Estupinan. Estupinan got a -2 pointer, but you know, he didn't start, so we didn't have so much to worry about it. As well as that, he's injured now, so he's somebody that, you could be targeting to transfer out. Looking at the rest of the defence, Saliba and Trippier, two great lads. I shared before deadline that Saliba would be starting, and I also shared that Saka would be starting, so both of these players started for me. Make sure to follow the Twitter as well. That's where I share pretty much everything before deadline, or even some transfer news before it. So Trippier as well, he has been so good since coming back into the team. 12 points, amazing. But then Ruben Diaz, very unfortunate with that own goal. It was a cross in from the right hand side, clips up off him, goes over Ederson. It is what it is. Sometimes these things happen, and that was just one of those instances. Moving then onto the midfield. Oh, wait a second. It's asking you to subscribe to the channel. Over the last week, we've actually grown quite substantially because of how well the team's been doing. People were quite interested in the team, you could say that, over the last while. So yeah, we're aiming to get 2,500 subscribers, and you know what? I don't think we're actually that far away now, so it's maybe not too distant from now. So yeah, anyway, moving on to the midfield. As you can see here, Rashford again, disaster class. United are just so frustrating. Against Crystal Palace, realistically, we had the XG, we had everything. We shouldn't have lost 1-0. There was rumblings about his performance and the fact that he got subbed off before full time. It sort of felt like a slap in the face to a lot of players because of what he had done last season. Rashford has a lot of credit left in the bank with the Man United team and the squad and everything like that. While fans are more frustrated with his performances at the club, a lot of players want him to perform and they want him to get his chances and they think that he can turn it around. But for my FPL team, I think it's a decision that has to be made sooner rather than later. The thing is, with the fixtures that he has as well, like they've got Brentford next and Sheffield United. Ignore the City game, then Fulham, Luton, and Everton. The realistic thing is, if he was in normal form, he'd get points, but his form is 2.3. He's been in terrible form. He's averaging 3.7 points a game, and there are so many better options right now. And Mbuemo as well, he's sort of gone off. He's a little bit lately. He's a bit more cold, but I don't really know what's going on there. In midfield, it looks like he's playing wider than he has been. And in the last game, he was playing as a wing back. The thing is, though, Wissa should have gotten a penalty. Wissa, hands down, should have gotten a penalty for Brentford. He was clipped, and Forest got very lucky that they didn't concede that penalty because, Mbuemo would have been on it. Moving then on to the Arsenal lads, Odegaard's been my probably signing of the season. He got a goal, 2 assists, a clean sheet, and 3 bonus points. And as well as that, I'm quite happy with keeping Saka for the week, which has just gone. 9 points is pretty good. It's not as good as Son Heung-min got, but 9 points is still good without wasting a transfer. It left us with 2 in the bank for next game week. Then up top, we'll move on to there. Well, I talked about Saka enough. Up top, Morris with 10 points. What a signing he's been. Over the last 2 game weeks, he's gotten me 19 points. So you really can't complain with that. It's been a super transfer, really well planned. Really happy with that. Then Watkins as well. Watkins, as I've been saying for the longest time, he's getting the points. He's being consistent. He's looking good. He just hasn't had the goals. And guess what? He got the goals and 2 assists. So while people did sell him, and I said in the last video, I wasn't too worried about people selling him. The points will come. His value's gone back up to 8 million. So no money lost on him. If anything, it's probably going to go up higher. Then Erling Haaland. It's crazy to think that people are considering that he's out of form. He did blank against Wolves, but he had chances. I know his XG was only 0.06, but there was a chance early on in the game where Dawson cleared it, where Haaland normally that's his bread and butter, tap in. And that could have changed the game completely. Man City as well. I think that's Erling Haaland's second game where he hasn't scored. So is he out of form? Personally, I just don't see it. I think the thing is with Haaland, his fixtures might look terrible, but in reality, Man City are the fixture you have to worry about. Arsenal are going to worry about City. Brighton are going to worry about City. United are going to worry about City. Chelsea are going to worry about City. That's the team you worry about. City don't care about anybody else. They're going to find ways to score. They score against every team pretty much, except if they're Wolves, even though they did score one. Now, moving on to the next section, it's the total game week points. And last week we got 90 points, which was 499 points. So it left the odds on FPL team at 1,989 in the world. That is super. I cannot like fathom how well the team's been doing. And you know what? I was really happy with how we've done. So I gloated a little bit about it on Twitter, and one of the main reasons is because of the fact we were top of the Creators League, like quite substantially, 50 points ahead. But you know what happens when you are happy online? People try and sabotage it. I got this lovely email saying, Paddy, your team was deleted as it appears you were managing more than one team, which is a breach of the terms and conditions. The first team you created this season is deleted when one person is managing multiple teams. So essentially, they deleted the team because we as a collective have a team. The odds on FPL teams was being created for years. You can see here that the rule is there's no limit on the number of registrations per household or organization. However, only one registration for the game per user of the site or app is permitted. Individuals are not permitted to register multiple accounts on the site or app. You can see here that the rule is there's no limit on the number. This team has been around for 6 years. Before this, 6 years. You can see here's the season history. Every season for the last 6 years, we've been writing articles, we've been sharing videos, we've been sharing the team on Twitter. This team has been around for 6 years. You can see here's a video of Shano and me talking on the deadline stream where we talk about the transfers that the team's going to make. You can see here's a video of Shano and me talking on the deadline stream where we talk about the transfers that the team's going to make. You can see here's a video of Shano and me talking. You can see here's on Reddit 4 years ago. 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I don't know, I can't see it. But yeah, talking about the us as a team making decisions. And you can see here's on Reddit 4 years ago. 3 years ago, 4 years ago. And now you can see here the bookies team written on the Odds on FPL website, written by Shano. And now you can see here the bookies team written on the Odds on FPL website, written by Shano. And now you can see here the bookies team written on the Odds on FPL website. And you can see here the bookies team written by me. So yeah, the team is a collection of the three lads who created the website, who made the YouTube channel, who made everything, the Twitter, and people reported it because they said it was multi-teaming. And a lot of them gloated. Like, yeah, the crux of the issue here is that it's not a second individual team. It's a second team that we as a trio created 6 years ago and shared it with people to help them with FPL. The whole point of the team was to help people. And then as soon as it does well, people just try and destroy it. So, yeah, I don't want to talk too much about it. I was really upset by the not only it happening, but the reaction of people gloating, laughing at it. So, like the three of us worked very hard. There was no, yeah, I don't know. I'll create a video over the international break to discuss it and go through it. But yeah, right now the team's deleted. We've put in an email explaining it From the rules, it says that individuals can't have it, but there's nothing about collectives. Like, there's a subreddit called Knee Jerk Fantasy where it's a collection of people who make a team together, and it's been going on years. People have community teams. People play anti fantasy. People have zombie teams. What's the difference? The only reason this got banned is because people reported it. I'll share everything after. So yeah, if you want that, I'll share a video after. But yeah, it's just sort of disheartening, like the reaction to it. But yeah, I've talked too much about it. Sorry if you don't care about this, but I don't know. It sort of meant a lot to us. So yeah. Anyway, less of the downtroddenness. As you can see here, FPL Salah has shared the clean sheet data for Gameweek 8. Unsurprisingly, another team is one of the highest chances of a clean sheet this week, and it is Fulham, and it's because they're playing Sheffield United. It seems like when you're playing against Sheffield United at home, you've got the highest chance of a clean sheet. Spurs away to Luton got a 42% chance, and then Chelsea also have a clean sheet chance against Burnley. Crystal Palace, they're at home against Nottingham Forest, so you can see where the sort of expected clean sheets tend to go. Obviously, the least likely teams to keep a clean sheet this game week are teams like Sheffield United, Brentford, and Brighton. But that's because Brighton are playing Liverpool, Brentford are playing Man United away, and Sheffield United are obviously Sheffield United. They've also lost Egan, so that's a massive miss for them. Moving on to the most likely and expected points this week, it's Erling Haaland. That's quite surprising to me. He's playing against Arsenal, and he will probably score, but like, because in Salah and Son have to be better captaincy picks this week, don't they? But looking at the rest of the players, then there's Madison, Rashford, Watkins, Trippier. I just am surprised that Haaland is so substantially bigger than a lot of players on this list. I think away to Arsenal is a difficult game, but I do think both teams will score. And if the City are going to score, it's probably going to be Haaland or probably a penalty. I figure that game will be like 3-2 or 2-1. I think City will win it, and Arsenal will do their best to score anyway. I wouldn't be keeping defenders in that game. But yeah, I'm just surprised that Son's not the major captaincy. Like, especially against Luton. But I guess they are playing away from home. If they were at home, it would be a lot more obvious. Now I'm just going to talk to you about wildcards. So, well, not wildcards, but fixtures. Because if you look at these fixtures, you should really, on your wildcard, be targeting, or even picking transfers, you should be targeting players from these teams. Aston Villa, Tottenham, Spurs, Newcastle, Crystal Palace, Man United. These are the teams with the best fixtures over the next run. You can see that other teams like Chelsea and Arsenal and Man City don't have great fixtures. So these should be players that you should be targeting moving out of your team. So, anyway, if you want to know about wildcards, wildcard bitches! First up here is the wildcard team that has no Haaland. Why you would do that, I don't know. But as you can see, it's got a strong front line with 3 attackers in it who can all score goals. It also includes Darwin Núñez. Why you would have Darwin Núñez? Maybe you like pain, maybe you like benching. Who knows? But yeah, then looking at the midfield, there's players like Bowen, Salah, Madison, Son. You've gone really top heavy with 3 Spurs. You've got also 3 Liverpool, 2 Newcastle, and 3 Villa. So you've got a lot of options there. You can also see that Leno's in goal and Areola. They rotate quite well. But you are missing one of the best players in the game, and that's Haaland. But that does allow you to have the 3 Liverpool, the 2 Newcastle, the 3 Spurs, and the 3 Aston Villa. Then looking at the other team, you can see here, this is the one with Haaland. It does mean that Archer's in it instead of Darwin Núñez, but you can also see that you also have Son, Pedro Porro, Salah, Diaby, Bowen, Neto, Trippier, Lascelles. You've had to spend the money a bit more wisely. The thing is with Diaby, I'm not sure if he's going to be fit for the weekend, so that's something that you would have to consider. There's plenty of options though in midfield that you could bring in for that price point. So that's just a player as there who can be transferred out. If I'm looking at midfielders just really quickly who are around that price point, you could bring in somebody with a fixture like, let's say, Ward Prowse or Douglas Luiz. Well, yeah, those two would be my options if I was changing that. Then you could potentially upgrade your forward to somebody better, like a Morris or something like that. But yeah, these would be my 2 wildcard teams. If you want any help with your wildcard, don't be afraid to put a comment down below. I'm more than happy to help you.
Everybody, transfer, transfer, transfer.
So we actually did make transfers in the team. We're still somehow able to log into it. We have no rank, but we're able to make the 2 transfers. We did have 2 transfers this week and we wanted to use them. In goal, we chose Sanchez instead of Areola. The fixture against Burnley away is better than Newcastle at home. Simple. Not thinking about it too much. Then in defense, Matty Cash is playing against Wolves away from home. I think that's a good fixture for him. He's been really good this season. He's really been attacking, and sometimes he's even playing out of position as a right winger. We brought in Udogi, and I think this is a long term plan because if you look at the fixtures, they got Luton, Fulham, Crystal Palace, Chelsea, Wolves in the next 5. There's points to be had there. If I had unlimited money though, I would have brought in Paro. I think Paro is a better pick, but Udogi is less likely to be rotated than Paro, so that's something to consider. Then Trippier as well. Trippier is just a man, isn't he? He's in such great form. He keeps on getting points, and he's got what 38 points in his last 3 games. What a player! Then moving on to the midfield, made a transfer here as well. We've gotten rid of Marcus Rashford. There's rumblings of him being benched this weekend in the game against Brentford, and to be honest, I just want to get rid of him. I think with this sort of game week, you want a player like Son, and the easiest way to get Son and Udogi is by bringing in somebody or getting rid of Marcus Rashford. Son as well, the fixture. I think Son is the best captaincy option this week instead of Erling Haaland, regardless of what the thing said there about expected points and draft hound. But yeah, then I've also got Saka and Odegaard. It's one of those games. It's like earlier in the season, Man City or Man United against Arsenal. There's going to be goals in it. I think these 2 players are going to have good chances of getting a goal or a goal involvement. So I'm happy to start them. With players like this, they're almost fixture proof, but we'll see against Man City. Will Man City be so resolute in the defense? Probably not. They keep on conceding goals. As well as that, Bryan Mbuemo stays. He's playing against Man United. Man United are rubbish. So the thing is, as well, there's been talk about Johnny Evans starting a left back. That would be hilarious because Bryan Mbuemo would have a field day against them. I think Reguilon will be back though. Probably not fit to start the 90, but we'll see. He might get leggy later on in the game. Then up front, we've got Ollie Watkins, fresh from his 23-point haul for Aston Villa. Amazing. I love the guy. And then after that, we've also got Haaland, who's against Arsenal, who I've talked about already. And we've got Morris. Morris has been a great transfer. He may not stay that much longer, but he's got Villa and Nottingham Forest in his games after this. After that, it's against Liverpool and Man United. So it might be an idea to be thinking about a wild card around then. But we'll see. The thing is, with Saka in my team, there's a risk that he won't start. And I'm happy enough with Sarr from Tottenham playing because it means that he'll come in, he'll play as an 8 against Luton, and he could get points. He could even get a goal. Then, as well as that, I've got Ruben Diaz and Saliba on the bench. These are 2 players that I don't want to be starting this game week. So, as you can tell, the 2 transfers I've made this week is Estupinan out for Udogi and Rashford out for Son Heung-min. Now, the captaincy reveal. The 2 transfers I've made this week is Estupinan out for Udogi and Rashford out for Son Heung-min. Now, the captaincy reveal. The 2 transfers I've made. It's Son against Luton. I haven't gone for Haaland. This is crazy. It's the first time all season I haven't gone for Haaland. So yeah, anyway, that's the team. If you want to know more about what's going on, I'll release a video over the international break. We've put in requests to FPL to ask for reinstatement. There's nothing in the rules saying that a group of people or a collective can't have a team. And I'm just awaiting response. Yeah, so anyway, gotta keep on doing the videos as the team is still there and the points will still be collected, but there's no overall rank. And you know what? I didn't do this for rank. I did this for helping people. We've never created an article. We've never done anything like this without the idea of helping people. And yeah, some people just want to knock you down if you do well. So anyway, yeah, that's been the video. Hope you like it, and I shall chat to you soon.